I'm Sarah, and this is my partner, Charlie. We're building a tiny house on wheels because we couldn't find anything to rent that wasn't moldy. As soon as it's drivable, we'll tow it up to our land in the Green Mountains of Vermont. For our build, it's important to us that we avoid toxic materials and build in a way that manages moisture well, so it won't become moldy with time, as most buildings do. Join us as we go from foundation to walls up while boat life shifts from winter to spring.
The worst thing happened. I went to edit our video for this week and none of the footage had sound. That was really devastating, and I just needed a day to be like, what are we doing? It's really hard to work for a week and then have to start from scratch, but that's okay. We missed finishing up the foundation and framing in the first couple walls, but we're still doing framing, so I'm gonna take you over and show you that right now. Also, we just got another Patreon despite all that happened with the audio, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of our Patreons. You guys are keeping me going through the hard moments. Thanks.
And the one behind your head on the bed, you can go like this and look out.
Can I sleep on the sunny side of the bed?
We're gonna have to trade there.
Trade sides of the bed every night?
Switch around.
Oh, the insecurity that would cause. Hey, are you sticking through a frame?
Yeah.
What's going on with the tiny house?
Well, we've got the walls up.
Got the walls up. Poof.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
2x4s.
Okay, so I'm standing in our future bedroom. This is our tiny house. We finished the foundation of the trailer and put a temporary, it's the subfloor that we put down, and on top of that we're going to put down an actual hardwood floor, probably not for a good long while. And then framed in the majority of the walls. We still have either end to do, but the long sides of the trailer are framed in. The hardest part was deciding where the windows go, what size they were, and getting that right. We did have to redo one of them, but I think we did pretty good. And yes, I guess a little tour. Yeah, this is the bedroom. This is the bedroom. This will be the sunny side of the house. This will be the shady side of the house. And now this will be a little hallway here that I'm walking through. I'm walking through a little hallway. And behind me will be a washer dryer stack unit. And in front of me here will be the smallest bathroom that ever existed. And now we're gonna go into the kitchen, which we made, oh, I forgot the living room. We made that so tiny, I'm already out of the living room. And now I'm in the kitchen, which we made very large because we decided that that was a really important aspect of the tiny house to get spacious feeling. We're going to have outdoors to live in for most of it, and then also have hopefully some, we'll have to build them, but some other like exterior sorts of hangout spaces. And I mean, we just ran out of room. We just ran out of room on the trailer, else we definitely would be happy to have the living space a little bit bigger, but we intentionally chose a short trailer to keep it affordable and movable and just not too overwhelming of a project. Okay, this is the biggest window in our kitchen. This will be facing the sun here, so we'll be getting a lot of sun streaming in. We had to go around and initially put blue tape everywhere, like figuring out the size of the fridge and the size of the island and the depth and the stove we think we're gonna buy, how deep that is and where it goes and if it all makes sense and fits. And it doesn't all fit, that's the truth. It's a tiny house, but we're gonna squeeze it in there. And then from there, with the blue tape markers of like where things on the floor were gonna go, we were able to get the windows in just the right spot. Then Charlie threw together a wall. It's tough missing a week of project that I already filmed. I wanna show you guys it all. Hey, how do you make a wall?
We laid it down on the trailer frame. And you mark where all of the studs are gonna go. You mark where the windows are gonna go. And you put shorter studs and sills and door frames and things. It's all drawn on the two boards that make the bottom and top plate of the wall. So you just lay it all out, you draw it all, make marks for yourself and notes on the bottom board, top board, and you just infill with your studs. We're down to our wobbliest 16 footers, but it's okay. Last wall, shortest wall.
Oh my goodness. Charlie, you have a nest in your hair.
Oh,
Is this your hair care secret? Is this it?
it'll be fine.
It's gonna be fine.
Oh dear. It seems to have tied itself together, huh?
Does that keep it moisturized?
It's tied itself together. This is not good. It's because it got so damn. Oh, you know what it is? The static electricity caused by those puffy coats.
Does this have anything to do with how you have such nice
All right. Well,
highlights?
we're just gonna
Does this have anything to do with your highlights?
put that up, and it'll be fine.
Oh, fixed. Wow. So because it's also densely held together, does it lose less of its moisture in the cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-moisturizing. That'll be a straight enough piece of wood, I think. Hi there.
What are those for? Ah, my toes.
Little spacers. They make it so the board doesn't move too much when you cut it.
People want to know, what are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing with your little playwoods?
Just stacking these up.
Are you stacking them up to make a house?
So they don't bump into the ground. I'm cutting the layout pieces, so the top plate and bottom plate for the end wall of the house in the bedroom. This will be the bedroom top and bottom plate for the wall. We're going to mark on these now. Wall. So we're just going to find the center. And then go 36 inches out. So 116 3/4, half of that is 50 plus 5 plus 3/8.
3/8.
So 58 3/8. And put a mark. That's good. So then you go 36 inches off of that to get the rough opening for the window. So half of 36 is 18. So put a mark at 18 and 36. And this is going to be the rough opening of the window. So right here is going to be the exterior of the window. So the first thing that's there is the jack stud. So you give that a J. And then 1.5 inches over is the king stud. So the header is actually going to live here on this plate. And then beneath it is going to be the jack stud holding the header up. Like that. So you see there's one stud which goes almost to the top. And then there's a header, thick. And then just inside of that is another little stud holding up the window sill called a cripple. So there's 3 studs for every window. Cripple, jack, king. All this gets marked out on your layout. We're making a layout on the top and bottom plate. So this will be the king stud alongside the header, and this will be the cripple under the sill. And here we're going to get cripple, the king stud. Okay, and then you double check that between the jack studs is 36. Yes. We're going to go outside and then put down our 16-inch on center stud layout, because this is a 2x4 wall. We're doing 16-inch on center just for a little extra integrity. Some people do 24 inches between studs. So from this end wall, I mean, what I generally do is 16-inch on center is based around plywood. So I just go in 1 4-foot length and then drop a mark on the center at 4 feet, and then I go back 16 inches from there to make sure that I got my layout running to the end of the wall. That's 1.5 inch stud centered on 32. Then you do 1.5 inch stud centered on 16. And you should have a pretty good 16-inch layout. So you go 3/4 ahead of 16, 3/4 behind. There's your stud.
Oh hey, who's that guy over there?
Hey.
Someone's hanging out between the frames. I see a hand.
Yeah, we got all these places to hang out now. Now we're framed in. He's
Yes,
camping.
man.
He's our intern, camping in the
I'm
field.
the camping intern. Help figure a few things out. Got a ruler.
It's a much better roller, but this one makes the cut. So I'm just putting one stud at the end and then 16-inch layout starting on the left. Down there it is a not centered window. We're offsetting it for the stove, so I had to nudge that window over. All right.
Good morning. I am just headed out. Charlie just left. I'm going to stop by. There's this really cute little store that has a lot of locally grown, really good vegetables. So I'm going to stop by there. and get some vegetables and sourdough, and then back to framing. Can't wait to show you more. We just ran out of water on the boat again, but I'm going to ignore that and not fill the tanks up until this evening. Spring is officially here. It does say it's gonna snow tomorrow, but I have planted a ton of seeds on little tiny peat cups, and I am hoping that we'll be able to transport a lot of them up to Vermont with us and extend our growing season a little bit with arriving with some semi-mature herbs and stuff. So I'm really excited because it's been gray for a couple days, and today the sun is so lovely and bright, and I think the sprouts are gonna love it and pop right up. So really excited to see how they're doing. So I finally got a car. I honestly really don't like cars, but I can't even remember the last time I owned a car, like I think 5 years ago. We just had a bike on the sailboat, and at other times Charlie had a car that we'd share, but now we are at a place where we need 2 cars, and we got a really good deal on it. It's much better to buy your all-wheel, 4-wheel drive cars in the south and then bring them up to Vermont. And the people I was buying it from were leaving the country, moving out of the country tomorrow, so they were pretty eager to sell it and gave me a really good price. So it does have 130,000 miles, but hey, really, for us, that's not bad. Just got to the vegetable store, and there's totally a lady in the car beside me wondering what on earth I'm doing. Let's go get some sourdough and vegetables, see what they have today.
It was really good.
Yeah, we do have more of it over there.
My sprouts are doing so well. There's little oreganos, arugulas. A lot haven't come up yet, but if you look closely, there are some, a little baby Dyer's chamomile. That's exciting. Charlie's on the grumpy side today, so I'm bringing him this waffle. Hopefully this will help. Hi dear, I brought you a waffle.
Hi. Deer doesn't like getting up late.
Did you sleep in today?
Yes. I didn't sleep last night because of the roly-poly feeling of something crawling up and down my vertebrae.
And what does that mean today?
Grumpy.
You're a bit grumpy.
Just like the video.
Just like the video. You gotta stomp them in. So in the quest to keep the plywood out, we haven't bought plywood yet. Which is kind of neat.
That's awesome.
We're using strips of pine as 1/2-inch spacers for our headers. And that's what goes between the two 2x6 headers. So we can get our 3.5 inches of spacing that we need for a 2x4 on the top. That's why I use that board for the brace.
Totally.
Wow. Huh. Oh boy. Baking soda. Wow. How much baking soda did you put in here?
A little bit extra this time. Maybe I should measure. Do you think I should measure, or is it good?
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
To eat baking soda?
I ate 2. Guess I should have measured the baking soda. I just sprinkled some in. Looked like a teaspoon. Must have been 2 teaspoons.
It's a lot, dear. You put a lot in here. It's burning my throat.
Recipe in the comments. And if you follow the recipe, it will be good. I didn't, obviously. Here you can see the man carving his house. Pool by pool. We will make a house.
Very funny.
Said man. He's keeping these for his roof.
I have an extra earmuff on the boat, dear.
Oh, how convenient. These boards are in the way to get the nails in the bottom there, so that's what's going on. Oh, he's shooting a nail gun at me. Better run.
Then we're gonna put up that wall and we're gonna have a house.
A house! Wanna take it to Vermont like that?
Kind of, yes. Ready?
Go!
Now
Be
first,
careful.
we're going to get a little bit of, we're going to make it easier by doing this first. Excuse me. Okay. Now let's see if we have room for it. Now we have no safety boards over there, but we have this as a safety board. So this should be all right. Yeah? Yeah, that was fine. Okay. Ready?
Ready!
Do your CrossFit lifting. Okay, here we go. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Wow, she did that. Here we go. All right. Yes. Nice. Get it wedged over. Right up to the edge there. Perfect. Well, these braces turn out nice to hold these end walls up, huh? That's good.
Honey, smile for the camera.
Ah, here we are in the kitchen.
Out the kitchen window. Voila. Mwah.
We did it. Thank you. Okay. Well, we're pretty good.
I know. It's all perfect.
Where's some block?
Right here. We got the right wood in the right spot.
There's a lot left to do, but it's starting to feel like home. Thanks so much to our Patreons for making these videos possible. I'll see you next week to add some structure and insulation to this frame.
Kitchen window. Voila. It's my size. Can that be the front door instead of that?
Sure, dear. We'll just close this area up. No big deal.
Yeah, I'd like it to be there.
That'd be fine.